I gave you fair warning, beware, beware, beware. I gave you fair warning, beware, beware.
Welcome back to the Unapologetically Candid podcast. It's your man, Damon. DJ Top Notch is probably DJing on Stripper's Booty somewhere in a strip club. But on this week, we got a special guest today. We have my man, Nicholas, here, who is a stage writer.
What's up, man?
And overall artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing fantastic, actually. I like, we were just talking about like the feng shui of this room. I was just like it was really, really groovy.
It's a lot of great auras in here.
Yeah, a lot of great auras. Well, mostly like the rock crystal light up fixture we got here going on.
I should probably think of a name for that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But tell the people about yourself. Where you from, man?
Originally, I was born in White Plains, New York, which is kind of downstate near Connecticut. I lived there till I was about 7, and then ended up moving out to California because my dad was actually an actor too, and was finding new work opportunities out there.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. So spent most of my life growing up in Cali. I never considered myself a Cali boy though, just because, I was of that age of like knowing like, oh, I'm from New York, yeah, like and that means something, It's like
he was like the type. It's not, this piece is good, but it's not better than New York.
Right, exactly. Well, and it's just like you just carry where you come from in your bones, I think. But anyway, from California, I just spent most of my time there, and then when I was that was the time where I really, I always loved storytelling, but that was the time I started getting into theaters, on a lot of nonprofit, non-regional when I was young. Mm-hmm. At the age of 12, I think the first show I did was Annie, and I played the character Rooster, and I just remembered everything about the stage. I just fell in love with. I fell in love with creating a character from scratch, and I fell in love with, the camaraderie that comes with it, being part of an ensemble, and being able to take an audience on a journey, whether or not that's it's a funny romp, or if it's just a or if it's some terrible tragedy, mm-hmm. That they're watching, something Shakespearean. It's the fact is that they connect. There's that almost famous line where one of the characters is he's a rocker, and he's talking about his craft, and he's like, you know what I do? I get people off. I find everybody in the audience, and I find the one guy who's not getting off, and I make him get off. And that's kind of like what, in a very blunt way, I think that's what actors do. It's very much a look at me kind of place, but it's also coming from this, I want to share this with you. Mm-hmm. It's just something like children, I don't know if you have any nephews or anything like that, or nieces.
Oh, cool. I thought you were going to say if I had any kids. I was like, hell no, I don't have any kids.
Dude, hey, I don't assume, man. People my age are having kids. People my age have 20, sorry, not 20 kids. 24 have 9 kids.
Yeah, you're just popping them out left and right.
Yeah, oh my God.
I paid attention in special education. I know what a contraceptive is.
I know. It's dude, I look at these people and I'm like, hey, sex is great, but condoms?
Yeah, man. Zip it up and zip it out.
Jesus Christ. I mean, ugh. Anyway, divergent.
So, would you say you're more of an actor or more of a writer?
You know what? It kind of sways on what I'm mostly working on. And I think that, it's also the content of what I'm doing. If I'm on stage, and if it's a show that I don't really jive with, or if I don't connect to, and it's just it's a 9-to-5 job today.
You're just doing it for the check.
Well, yeah, for the check, and it's worse ways to make money,
True.
But I think that when I'm in that mode, I find I'm writing more, because I have to get my creativity out some way. With writing, if I'm writing something and it's going well, sometimes I will just get that call back to acting, mm-hmm. just because you are at the forefront, whereas how do I describe it? It's a lot like it's like a bricklayer going to a building to start a work as a janitor. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you see the janitor out there every day making the building look nice, but who made the building?
Exactly. So let me ask you this then. As far as expressing yourself and getting like maybe certain frustrations out, do you feel like you can do that better taking a role, acting in something, or writing like a play or a script?
I think frustration comes.
Or any kind of emotion, period.
Oh
Happy.
yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. Well, I think it just comes with. I just think it comes with time and like knowing how your body reacts to things. I just to certain outside stimuli. You know, like an actor's body, whether or not it's like, you know, an actor doesn't have to be jacked, but his body has to be like really well toned and well honed, and you have to know what every little twitch of your finger does. Like it has to be like this hyper awareness, almost like an ADD level, which is nice because I have ADD. but I mean it's that attention to detail. So so you find that okay, I carry a lot of tension, a lot of frustration in my body. Yeah, I have to get it out by doing something in acting. So I find myself if I do a monologue, I'll play it exactly the opposite of the way I have it in my head to get it out of my head, because an actor has to be completely in his body.
So let me ask you this then. So are you more of a method actor? Like what style acting do you really prescribe to?
I mean, like if you asked me 2 years ago, I would have said Strasberg all the way.
Yeah, see, because I'm the Strasberg method.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? That's and I like. And what I love about that is just, you know, sense memory, emotional recall. You know, you're pulling from things that are, you know, are true.
Or real, yeah.
You know, or from your life. But I think that, you know, in certain times, I think when an actor has to have is empathy, which is like the ability to relate in that way. Like say, oh, I have these things in me that I can relate to another character who I am vastly different than. Like sometimes I've had to play this one time I had to play back in California. There was this role I played this guy from a play called Extremities, and in the play, and it was an old movie with Farrah Fawcett actually. They redid it, but in the play I play a home invader and a rapist, like a serial rapist, and this guy is just about control, all about power, and I remember I was just like, and me being like the gentle guy I am, like I would never I would apologize if I like ran into you. I'm like, how can I relate to this guy? How can I just understand where this guy's coming from? And
because
then
it's such a lighthearted role.
Yeah, it's such a lighthearted role. Yeah, and then I had to say like, well, okay, in his mind he's not a monster. In his mind he's not, you know, the villain. In his mind he's just, you know, lack of a better word, like he's getting what he wants, and that's you have to look at things positively, and I think that other training helps with that. So where's not like, I know it's a huge Meisner town, and I know you've probably seen it. Like there's so many Meisner studios, and the big one is Drama Inc. Mm-hmm. But you know, and I love Meisner and what it can do for you, because it allows you to, you know, put more faith in your other actor,
right?
Which I think, you know, we like to take it all on ourselves, but I think you have to have a balance of two worlds. I think you have to have a little bit of Strasberg, a little bit of Adler, and pepper in some Meisner in there.
You just kind of blend it all in there.
Yeah, whatever works for you, whatever gets you to the end result.
So you're a formally trained actor. Like you're taking classes,
yes.
The whole nines.
Yeah. Went through the whole ropes. Yep. Went through actually 2 schools. The one I ended up just not being a fit for. Was SUNY Purchase, amazing school and a great school, and it's boot camp for actors.
Okay.
I just, you know, it's at that time I just technically wasn't prepared for that.
So, because your dad was an actor, was that the reason that it just drew you to being in the arts and becoming an actor and doing stage? Or was it something...
Oh, it definitely helped. It definitely did. Yeah, I mean, like, your dad, like, I mean, it's like your dad is your entire world when you like like mother, like your mother and father are God in your eyes. So like, I mean, like when I saw like my mother was a dancer, and my father was an actor, and my father was on General Hospital for years.
Okay.
Yeah, and was on Guiding Light. And actually, it was funny because he and, you know, he's very proud to have like one Emmy under 3 Emmys under his belt, but the one Emmy he won was on my birthday, the day I was born.
That's
so,
what's up.
So yeah,
Congrats.
so literally, it's funny you say that because people, when I tell them that, they say, oh well, it was prophesized. Like it was just like literally someone read the entrails of a chicken. Like, dude, you're gonna be it. Like you're you're destined to be this.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this: since you've been doing theater for so many years, is there a plan for you to transition over into either film or TV?
Yeah, I think that's always just the natural progression of anybody's careers to go.
Because you're in the
that.
city for it.
I know, dude. Yeah, no, of course. I just at the time being, I've just been trying to get my bearings out here, and it's like, it's really just a mecca right now. It really is. Like it's just like so many people, so many casting agents that I used to see and hear about out in LA are coming out here now.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. Like Hollywood's really popping off, and I think that like the other states really need to, get in on that, and LA needs to get wise again.
LA, you need to get your shit together.
Get your shit together, man. Like get off your couch. It's noon.
Okay, so then let me ask you this: stage or film? Which one, if you had to choose one to only do for the rest of your life, stage or film?
Stage.
Wow. Why? Because I'm not I love acting and I love the craft, but I'm way more of a film person than I am a stage.
Oh yeah, I think that's just what you go for. I like what I like about the stage is there's more room for suspension of disbelief. And you know, it's like you could have like, I mean, like you've probably like seen a show or in a black box theater where it's like it's just like dudes in black sweaters and black jeans.
Yeah.
And then and then like just like, you know, minimal props, like maybe 2 or 3 actual props, and then but the rest of it is just pantomimed.
Right.
Like but you can still get the emotion across with minimalism. Whereas as far as film, there you really have to what's the word I'm looking for? There has to be every subtlety is caught on film. Therefore, everything needs to be thought of. So a frame, yeah, it's like when a frame is put up there. I heard that I had a great quote from a professor once who said, when in a script, when things happen, the writer tells you why things happen. It's a blueprint. So when what you see on screen as a finished product, you have to say, that was all on purpose. You can't say like, oh man, he messed that up. He's like, no. He did exactly what he wanted to do. And even with bad movies, just like, oh wow, you good job.
This is all your thought.
This is all your thought.
This shitty movie was your plan.
Yeah, it's like you feel like a step parent answering, just like, well, good for you, you know?
So who's like, if you had to name one great underrated actor or actress, who would you name?
Underrated. The second I say that they're underrated, is probably gonna. It's like, yeah, they're really popular. Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell.
He's been working for years.
Yeah, man.
People really don't know who the hell he is.
Not in the same vein of Hugh Jackman or like, you know, like Robert Downey Jr. 2 guys I love absolutely. But,
right.
But
and he's acted opposite. I know at least Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's acted opposite Colin Farrell, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
I mean, just like
De Niro.
Yeah, he got, and you know where he got his start, and it's funny. So it's just like anybody who's like, oh, I'm not going through the ropes, and I'm not making it. Just know, Sam Rockwell's one of his first roles ever was a bit part in the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Seriously?
For real? No, go back and look that up.
Something new every day.
Early 1990s, yeah. It's just Sam Rockwell talking to the cops and doing a Sam Rockwell thing, and he's like, and it's just like, it's jarring because it's just fucking like, hey, you're the guy from Moon, and you're in a movie about radioactive fucking turtles.
You were the guy from Iron Man 2.
Oh, does he remember he's in that? Because I didn't.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think he
man.
just cashed that check to keep him moving to another indie film.
Hey, man.
But see, no, I'd have to name Sienna Miller is probably like one of the most underrated actresses to me.
Yeah?
Because she's a chameleon. Like, most of the time, like, there's literally been movies that I've watched all the way through to the credits and been like, that was Sienna Miller?
Yeah.
Like,
which movie you think of?
Foxcatcher. Did not know that she was in that movie until the end.
Shit. Foxcatcher. Well, Foxcatcher is just like, that's full of transform roles.
Yeah, it's just a creepy ass
Yeah,
movie.
but you forget about Sienna Miller. Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
she gets like, she works a lot, but she just changes her look up damn near every movie.
Yeah, exactly. And and everyone was like, going crazy over, Steve Carell, which granted,
Admittedly, yeah.
Yeah, but like, wow, yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, she'll play the supporting roles. Like, what's the movie she did? Like, with Burnt, didn't realize that was her.
Yeah.
American Sniper. No, I knew it was her in that one, but
Yeah, American Sniper. Yeah.
But yeah, she changes it up left and right, and like, I mean, she's not really praised. Like her, and probably, well, no, I was gonna say Michelle Williams, but I think she got an Oscar.
Yeah, Michelle Williams is getting a lot more recognition.
Absolutely. Manchester by the Sea is a great movie, by the way. If y'all haven't seen it, definitely go out and check it out.
I'm part of that group.
So, what do you love more then, acting or writing?
I would say, I love acting. I do love writing a little bit more. There's just more. I think with anything creatively, you like something that gives you the freedom to just like tilt your head back and just go, fuck it, and just say what you need to say. Like my writing is very political, and well, not political. It's more like,
well, you're definitely on the perfect show then. We definitely talk politics.
Fuck yeah, dude! Oh my god, yeah. Well, it's like this election has just given me so much writing material. So like it's a golden age to be a writer, but it's just like with everything else, you sleep less at night because of it. Because then when you finally process everything, you're proud of your work, and you're just like, when you write something on a page, like I got done with 2 pages yesterday, and I was just like, oh, this is fucking gold. My legacy is secure. I just raised it above like the 10 Commandments, and then just went to bed later that night and thought of all the things like, oh, that is happening in the world, and we're like really, really fucked.
This is real life. This is not a fantasy.
Yeah, this is real life.
Barry's not coming back.
Oh, Barry.
No matter how hard we try to write that one in.
Yeah, man. And as much as like as I had I had gripes with certain things about the previous presidency. Overall, it was a good presidency.
Yeah, pretty solid president.
Yeah, and then that's what I mean. So like, when I say like, oh, I wish I had him back, and and I hear of like friends of mine now.
We all do. We all wish.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I just
so wait, how'd you even get started in the writing from transitioning to just being an actor?
I got inspired in the first time I was in college, which was when I was at SUNY Purchase, which is by my hometown. And I was going to the acting program out there, and I remembered seeing these playwright nights that the BAs had. I was on the BFA at the time, and we would see these original projects that people were putting on, and some were okay, but I remembered seeing one that really struck me. It was one. It took place at a funeral, and it was just one guy, and then every so often he would just have like another character would come out, and like his portly uncle, and it was like this bigger dude playing him, and just like, and telling him just like, I know your dad is gone now, and he's in a better place, and then explaining like how you're supposed to view death, and it's like he comes from more of a Southern Baptist angle to it, and saying he's gonna have to answer for his sins, and then like go off, and then you have somebody else coming in, and then like sometimes they'll pair people, and they'll have each one of them had an ideological belief that came from a certain religion, and usually like that can seem clunky. And the way I'm describing it is a little bit clunky, but it was so fucking intricate. Like by the very end, it was a 30-minute play, by the end of it, I remembered I was just like, I gotta write something like that. So I went home and wrote a variation on that same thing that I saw, and then I started like saying, okay, I'm gonna write out scenes like over and over again from plays to see their structure, to break them down. Because because I was the kind of person that's like, if I really want to learn something, I go out and search for it myself. Someone in class can say, hey, here's the assignment, and you have to go do it. But like, if they tell me go out and search the information for yourself, I do honestly love that. I find that shit fascinating.
Well, yeah, it pulls a lot more meaning from it because it's coming from your perspective one way or the other.
Yeah. So I would like rewrite like plays, like scenes from like Death of a Salesman, or like scenes from like Waiting for Godot, or Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead, and I would just try to see like, okay, what kind of like, where's the, and I would try to find like what I try to find it with making something applicable, making writing that has a bounce to it, that has like any good writing has a rhythm to it,
good cadence to it.
Yeah, exactly. It has it's like, okay, what is the tempo of this scene? Is it more staccato? Is it more like a horse trot, or is it more you don't know what's going to go happen and something's like out of place? It's kind of like everything's syncopated,
Right.
It's it's just like, and that's something like I would describe like a Tarantino scene has syncopation to it.
Yeah,
because,
or Aaron Sorkin scene.
Yeah, exactly. Like it can just the tone can completely switch on a dime.
Absolutely. So I ask this with every guest in some variation of another. What's either your top 5 of all time, plays or movies?
Plays or movies? Well, for movies, I would say, let's say, Citizen Kane.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn good ending.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Well, my favorite scene is when it's like he's in the back, when it's like he comes to like that wall of mirrors, and you just like get that like infinite effect. Oh, it's great. That Seven Samurai.
Kurosawa.
Yeah. Actually got another one coming up right after that. Yojimbo. Man. Dang. Godfather Part 2.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Just that scene with Fredo. I was looked over. I'm smart. It's the way Pop wanted it.
I like things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Yeah.
It's a classic.
Oh, that is. Yeah. And then I'd say that's 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah. And the 5th one, it's got to be Deer Hunter.
I don't think I've ever seen Deer Hunter. What's that?
You've never seen Deer? Okay, stop the podcast. Deer Hunter? What?
Yeah.
You've never ever seen?
Some of these are gonna have to fall through. You know how many movies there are?
I know, man. But like that's like The Godfather. It's like the Deer Hunter would be like the natural progression of like movies that like top tier movies you gotta see.
Well,
like,
looks like I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Wait, who's in Deer Hunter?
De Niro, Streep, Christopher Walken. It's one of Christopher Walken's best roles, man.
Wait, even better than the James Bond movie he was in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm gonna definitely check it out then.
Yeah, please do, man.
Absolutely. So since you mentioned Citizen Kane, let me ask you something. What's, in your opinion, like your favorite like ending to a film?
Ending to a film. It always changes. Damn, it's really difficult because there's so many, like when you see a movie you haven't seen in a really long time, it just sparks that in you and just like, oh, that's the best thing I've ever seen. And then you see another one and it's like, oh, back to square one. But I would say like the best ending I've ever seen. That just left me floored. Man, I think it would have to be from it's an obscure title. I know it's from it's a TV show called Berserk. That's the best ending I've ever seen, just because in anything. Because it was essentially about a guy who all he's known is violence, and he's seen as from the outside world as just a berserk rampager who's just like he's a mercenary, and then like the only time he ever makes like friend or has comrades, he is then betrayed by the leader who brought him into that world, and then just like and then he's like sacrificed to an all powerful demon. It's a long story because there's a lot of things going on, but it's just like the whole the ending is so so tragic in almost like the Greek sense of just like everything was leading up to this, because like throughout the series they let you know like little inklings about the character. The characters are all flawed in a very human way. Like there's no dialogue of people talking about why they do what they do, or like who they are. It's it's not, it's very Game of Thrones-esque, where it's just like the only speech that the main character has is like, he just says, this sword, this is all I have, this is all I've ever known, and this is the only truth I've ever fought for. So it's like, and that's the only time he ever talks about it. And and then just like for him to like go throughout this entire journey, actually say to himself, oh, I have friends now, I have like my other mercenary friends, like these are who I who I am. I am through these people. But then that just gets taken away from him, just like that. But it just like, it was gearing up for you that it was gearing you up for that the entire time, and it's just like, that's tragic. But as far as movies, I would say Fight Club has one of the best endings for me.
Damn it, that is a good one. I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, Fight Club as far as movies, because it's just like ends like, if you can end on a subliminal message of a dick, I just think that's the best way you can end your film. Because it's literally,
I don't think there's that many films that do that.
Yeah, not many end on that, like have the Pixies playing "Where is my mind, cock? Where is my mind?"
So you're pretty artistic, eclectic, having an eclectic sort of taste. As far as writing, what's probably your least favorite trope?
My least favorite trope, oh man, that has to be, I have a few. It's one, it's magic. Doesn't need to be explained. That's one of my least favorite ones. Is just like when something happens in a script, like the Suicide Squad thing. Like, how like the main character, the main bad guy from that, the villain from that was just all powerful, and it was just like how it's so many magical powers that she kept pulling out of her ass
And gyrating and shit.
Yeah, and gyrating like a fucking
I tried to forget most of that
belly
movie.
dancer at a Persian restaurant. Yeah, like, yeah, it was just like, it's magic. It doesn't need to be explained. That's one of my least favorite. But I think my absolute least favorite trope is the liar revealed. That one gets on my nerves so fucking much. Like when you see a romantic comedy, and it's just like the guy he tells a little fib, and he, and he's really sorry about it later, and it's an actual big lie that like, you would never put up with if you actually tried to start a relationship with somebody.
And like she figures it out, and she storms out, and they don't talk to each other for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, the beginning of the third act is like, I'm gonna win her back, like that bullshit.
And they do the big grand gesture and all that.
Yeah, because I think like the liar revealed just, it lets me know everything's gonna, like, I think it's more what it implies for later. It's happened so much that now I see that and I go, the liar revealed, oh, everything's gonna be fine before the credits roll.
Yeah. See, I'd have to go when somebody pulls out like a picture of the girlfriend or some shit like that. It's like, oh, that guy's gonna die.
Oh yeah,
or they have a fiance back home or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's like, or like when in cop movies, like, hey Frank, when's your retirement? Like, 2 weeks, man.
2 weeks, or they have a wife and kids. Like, that guy's gonna die. He's not making it to the end.
It's like, hey Chuck, did you get the news? My baby was born today. Well, better stop this bank robbery.
Yeah, he's not gonna be in the sequel.
Yeah, no, it's like, probably should have taken the handgun instead of the banana.
So as far as like your ultimate goal of where you want to end up with your career, where do you plan on being? Do you try to stay more indie, or do you want to get like in bigger, grander productions and things like that?
I think independent is a very noble thing, and I never want to, like, that's where I get my grassroots. So yeah. I'm never gonna lose that.
But the shit is hard, son.
Yeah,
trust me, I'm in it.
Yeah. I know you. Yeah, you know better than anybody. So like. So you understand that, just like, if any chance you would to like break out into the mainstream, you'll take it, and I just think
I might take that check.
Yeah. Oh no, hey man, no, and that's check. Dude, man, like, I'm totally like, how you make it is totally dependent on you. Just like, the only thing is just don't kill anybody. Like that would be my only gripe, is like, just don't murder nobody to get to the top. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's an easy thing to go about. But yeah, no, I look, if any way for me to get to the mainstream would be great. I just think that, having a good base in the indie market is good because you'll have that to fall back on if you have that movie, that project, the TV show
That flops.
Yeah, or that flops, or that you make it, and then it's for a brief time. Like you get enough exposure, and then you try to like ride the momentum of that, and it's just not working in the mainstream because certain people aren't fighting for you. I mean, like I've seen it happen a lot.
Yeah, next thing you know, you doing a movie with Steven Seagal and shit.
Yeah,
Netflix.
fucking
Yeah.
like
That's how you know your career is done.
that, like when it's Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
I would have said like Dolph Lundgren or something like that.
I'd give Dolph Lundgren more of a chance than Steven Seagal.
Oh yeah.
I once heard him do an interview where he was like, "I just read the greatest script that I've ever read. That I've ever read in my life." And it brought me to tears. And they were like, "Oh, really? Who wrote it?" Me.
He can cry. Can he open his eyes enough to like let tears come out?
I think all the fat just absorbs it now.
Like, seriously, like he can't even move his lips anymore. There's so much cellulite. Just like.
I once saw real briefly on Netflix a movie that he was in where I don't even think he was wearing pants for most of it because he was just sitting down for most of it.
Oh, God. Oh man, that's a deterrent. That's an abstinence program deterrent.
Yeah, that'll make you lead the entertainment industry.
Kids, this is Steven Seagal's taint.
Oh,
use a condom.
All right, but so if you had your pick of choice for any kind of either a film or a stage play or anything, what actors would you work with?
I would want to work with primarily with Norbert Leo Butz. Who's have you watched Bloodlines on Netflix?
No. I've seen like part of the first episode, but then I got busy with other stuff. Okay. It's on my to-do list.
Oh yeah. It's about like it's a lot of drugs, crime, and Southern family shit.
Right. Wait, is he one of the brothers?
Yeah, he's one of the brothers. He's the drunk one with the full beard and scruff and everything.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He's been a stage actor for years and years and years. Got the privilege of seeing him a few times, and he's a fucking intense actor. That guy is so in tune with his body. Like I just like he is like every movement he makes is just so it's just fine and deliberate. It's like so I'd love to work with him. Raul Esparza, who was another really great stage actor, did Company, did he did what did he do? Rocky Horror Show in the revival. And a few other people. Let me see. I would say Alice Ripley, but I mainly wanted to say Alice Ripley just because I need somebody who's like that kind of like crazy in the best way. But I would say if I could ever get Robert Downey Jr. to do stage work, like if I gave him if I put a script on his table and said, "Hey man, listen, I need you if you would ever in your heart of hearts."
He'd be like, "Nope, I'm making too much Disney money. I don't think you're gonna get him away from the motherfucking cameras."
It should be like, no, back of the line.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
But so that's about it. Time to wrap it up.
Real
right. Quick, tell the people where they can find you at on your social media.
All right, on my social media, I'm just Nikki H91 on Twitter. My handle for Instagram is PhD Zeus or Dr. Zeus, and just Nicholas Herbst at Facebook.com. And dude, thank you so much for having me.
No problem, man. No problem. Is there anywhere
Pleasure.
like you got any projects going on coming up where people can come out and see you?
Currently nothing right now, but I post. But I'm really good about posting about everything I'm doing on my social media. So I will. So you guys subscribe to me, and I'll let you guys know.
All right, absolutely. This has been Unapologetically Candid, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
See you next time.
All right.
See you next time.